Welcome to the class again. I thought we'd do some nice twists as well. They're lovely for the back, well for most people. They're lovely for the back, twisting and turning. And I was thinking about nature today and how I've got this lovely allium and it's in a pot and I have to keep turning it because it's facing the sun and it's starting to twist and everything, and how straight it is remaining, but it's just turning a little bit, and then I just have to adjust it a little bit. So, and I've got my green on as well, so we're all aligned to nature. So if you'd like to lie down with your feet on the mat, bending your knees, have head support if you need it, just closing your eyes for a moment and just breathing. Be conscious of the breath through your nose, how it's cool and dry as you breathe in, and becomes warm and moist as you breathe out. So just at the moment following the breath, not doing anything with the breath, just being where you are at the moment, just breathing. And then visualize a piece of nature, a beautiful flower that you like, or a tree, or an animal. Just focus there for the moment. Just focusing, just breathing. Just a couple of words from my book, Stillness Speaks by Eckhart Tolle. We depend on nature not only for our physical survival, we also need nature to show us the way home, the way out of the prison of our own minds. We got lost in doing, thinking, remembering, anticipating. Lost in a maze of complexity and a world of problems. We have forgotten what rocks, plants and animals still know. We have forgotten how to be still, to be ourselves, to be where life is, here and now. Whenever you bring your attention to anything natural, anything that has come into existence without human intervention, you step out of the prison of conceptualized thinking and, to some extent, participate in the state of connectedness with being in which everything natural still exists. To bring your attention to a stone, a tree, flower, an animal does not mean to think about it, but simply to perceive it, to hold it in your awareness. Something of its essence then transmits itself to you. You can sense how still it is, and in doing so, the same stillness arises within you. You sense how deeply it rests in being, completely at one with what it is and where it is. In realizing this, you too come to a place of rest deep within yourself. Start to have a stretch out now. Stretch your legs out. Start to lift your arms. Keep your shoulders and chin down. Start to bring them back, not forcing them back. Nature doesn't force anything. Perhaps wiggle your bottom down a bit. Stretch the heels away. Bring the arms back, shoulders down. Stretch the fingers back. Breathe. And let's feel that lovely, lovely extension. Breathe in, bring the arms down, place them on the mat, place one foot on the mat, the other foot on the mat, bend the knees into your chest, roll to the right side, come up to sitting with your legs crossed, sitting on a block. Some people need more than a block, than one block, and sitting up. So again, lifting the breath up, tummy working, shoulders down, the head and neck nice and free, hands lightly on your knees, and long spine. So we're going to do a sitting twist. So stretch the right arm up, really extend, breathe in, breathe out, bring it back, behind you with your fingertips, stretch the left arm up and lengthen, place the left hand on the outside of the right knee. Now if you can reach the far corner of the block and keep the shoulder down, that's fine. Breathe in, lift the spine, breathe out and turn. So we're very secure here in the hips and everything, the legs, the spine that's lengthening and turning. Breathe in and lift. Breathe out and turn. From the tummy, ribs, shoulders. The head will just go with it, don't force the head. Breathe. Again, breathe in, lift the spine. Breathe out and turn a little bit more. Careful, don't lean back or anything. And come back to centre. And then it always makes you feel a bit odd, doesn't it, when you just stretch one side. So stretch up with the left hand, lengthen. Breathe in, breathe out, bring it behind you. Place the fingertips behind you. Stretch the right arm up, breathe in. Breathing out, bring the hand on the outside of the left knee. Now if you can get to your hand to the far corner of the block, that's good. Now keep lifting, lifting. Breathe in and lift the spine. Breathe out, start to turn to the left. Breathe in, lift the spine. As you breathe out, turning from the tummy, ribs, chest, shoulders, and the head goes last without forcing anything. Hold it there, breathing. You're not leaning back, are you? And come back to centre. So we should feel nice and long, starting to get that twisty sort of feeling. And then we're going to come up and do a bit of sun salute. Or cat's pose, for those who don't do that. For those who are doing cat, after a few normal cat poses, that we normally do, be in neutral and start to walk to the side a little bit and back, a bit slower than this, and the other side a little bit and back. Okay, so meanwhile everybody else is doing sun salute, come to the front of your mat. And be in Tadasana, nice and tall, hands in Namaste. Breathe in, stretch up and back. Breathing out, fingers in line with toes, head down. Breathe in, bring the right foot back, knee down, look up, smile. Retain into plank. Breathing out, knees, chest, forehead down. Smoothly into cobra, elbows in, down into dog, heels down. Big step forward with the right, breathing in, the left, breathing out, feet together. Breathe in, stretch up and back. Hands in Namaste. Breathe in, stretch up and back. Breathing out, fingers in line with toes, head down. Breathe in, bring the left foot back. Knee down, look up. Retain into plank, tummy out, bottom down. Breathe out, knees, chest, forehead down. Breathe in into cobra, out into dog. Breathe in, step forward left. Breathe out right. Breathe in, stretch up and back. Hands into Namaste. Second round. Breathe in, stretch up and back. Breathing out, fingers in line with toes, head down. Breathe in, bring the right foot back. Knee down, look up. Retain into plank. Breathing out, knees, chest, forehead down. Breathe in into cobra, out into dog. Breathe in, step forward right. Get it there somehow. Breathe out, left. Breathe in, stretch up and back. Hands in Namaste. Breathe in, stretch up and back. Breathing out, fingers in line with toes, head down. Breathe in, bring the left foot back. Knee down, look up. Retain into plank. Breathing out, knees, chest, forehead down. Breathe in into cobra, out into dog. Breathe in, stretch forward, left. Breathe out, right. Breathe in, stretch up and back. Hands into Namaste. breath back, standing tall. Good, into normal dog pose. So, onto all fours. Move the knees back a little. Tuck the toes under. Breathe in as you breathe out. Suck the tummy in. Lift as high as you can. Lift. Any higher. Move all your weight back. On the out breath, bring your heels down. You get the weight even. Not too much on the hands. Trying to get even with strong legs. Breathing in, breathing out. Moving the back of your thighs towards the back of the room. Front of the thighs towards the back of the thighs. And ribs towards your thighs. Breathe. Now we're going to come into dog with the head up. So, breathe in, breathing out. Come forward. Chest forward. I'm sure you're smiling. Smile. You can even walk your feet a little bit forward. Can you get the chest through your arms? Is the tummy working? And those front thighs, I hope they're not sagging. Breathe. Breathe in. Start to move back. Breathe out, bring the heels down. Hold it there. Dog pose. Feel how you're nice and stretchy in the sides. The back, the legs, arms. This is why we do dog pose so much, because it stretches more or less everything, doesn't it? And you can go down into child now, toes together, knees apart. In the backs of your hands, either side of your feet, head down, relax. And just breathe. Breathing in and breathing out. 3 breaths. And then I'm going to come up, and you'll need a belt, and if you haven't got a chair near you, you will need a chair shortly. So you can just get that ready. We're going to do the leg stretches with the belt. So you're going to be lying on the mat. Head support if you need it. Okay. The feet on the mat, have you started? Bending the right leg in, bringing the belt around the ball of the foot, stretching up. Now, use your fingers to go in the hip crease and move that hip away so you haven't shortened the hip at all. Now, to the head and the shoulders doing, they do on the back. Now, so we need to get a nice extension of the leg. So don't worry if you're down here, that's absolutely fine. And you're really stretching your leg away from you. If you can go higher, that's fine. The tummy will come into play even more, pressing down. And if you can keep it straight and keep the hips even and everything, you can go higher. Okay, we're all different, as we know. So, have the shoulders down. Elbows out a little bit so the chest remains open. And don't forget we're not climbing a mountain, so no too much gripping at all this. So just hold it securely. Breathing in, breathing out. So stretching your heel away with your toes towards you. Now if you are up here and nice and straight, on and out breath you can start to bring the leg towards you. It's a good stretch on the hamstrings. Breathing in, breathing out. And it's on the out breath that the work happens, isn't it? In breath nothing much happens. Out breath, you're releasing somewhere. You're not pulling, pushing or anything, you're releasing somewhere to do more. Bend the knee now. Back. Bend the left one up. Bring the belt round on the foot. And then get the fingers into that hip crease. Move that away so you're feeling even across here. So don't forget, don't have too much on your toes. So the toes are nice and free. Stretch the heel away, and the shoulders and chin are down and everything. And it's working, and you're extending the legs. So it doesn't matter where it is. It can be here. You are still working, aren't you? And then the hip stays in its socket because you're moving the leg towards you and stretching nicely. So breathing in, breathing out, tummy down. You may come a little bit further up wherever you are, as long as you're paying attention to your shoulders. And it's, you know, if you grip too much, you're going to have the stress all the way down to the shoulders, aren't you? So you can be firm. Breathing in, breathing out. Can you let go as you maybe stretch a little bit more? Oh, very nice with the legs. A holiday for the legs. Well, it is Easter, isn't it? It's a holiday. And take the belt off, bend the knees, bend that knee, place the feet down. And we're going out to the side now. So we're going to bring you're going to come up like we did first of all. Okay, then you're going to hold the belt in the right hand. Now, place the left hand on your hip. Not lightly, firmly. Shoulders and chin down. We're going to, on and out, but turn the leg out. So we're turning the hip in the socket, so good with the hip. And you should see the inner heel now because you've turned out. So breathe in, breathing out. Now, as you know, we go out to the sides here. We can bring the elbow down. But what we're not doing is going all the way here. All this comes up and what is happening there? So, can we get a nice stretch there? Keeping this hip down. Keeping all the body where it is. And you press a little bit harder. Turning. And again, you may only get a little way, but it's better to do that than to spoil the whole posture. Some people can reach a big toe, but you can easily, you can do it that way. But no forcing, breathing in, breathing out, coming up, and changing. So, then the left one in, think about on the bottom of the foot. And holding in the left hand, right hand on your hip, pressing down, the shoulders and chin down, etc. Turn in the hip socket here, until you can see the inner heel. Press firmly down, breathe in, breathing out, and not going too far. You can have the elbow placed there, and that keeps you secure. And are you really pushing down? Because sometimes when I come round, as you know, I can see that you are up a bit there. So here I can think, oh, I'm going a bit far, I've got to press this down more. So you should be evenly down with the hips, bottom and everything. Breathing in, breathing out, and then you might go a bit further. I haven't bothered with doing anything with this other leg today because I want you to concentrate on it. See how it goes, where you reach your elbow. And then breathe in and come up. Okay, and bring the foot down. Might need a bit of space for this. How much space I've got for this. So this one is where you go right over. So you go into the first position. Now you're holding the belt in the opposite hand, right leg and the left hand. Then this one gets stretched out. Then we go all the way over, and I've got my little toe down now, stretching the heel. My arm out, and we're trying to get some symmetry there. And my shoulders are still in place, hopefully in my head. And, so that is quite hard, so you don't have to go right over, that doesn't agree with you. It's all about turning the other leg, isn't it? And on the side there. And eventually one hip sort of comes towards the, on top of the other sort of thing. And this arm goes straight out, it's not lifted up here. I should have taken that out of the way. And come up carefully and change. So, bring the left one up. Okay, putting you've got the right foot left hand holding. Stretching this leg out, you can do that first or not. But then going over. And then turning on the side of the right leg. This arm is straight out. And see what you can do here. So we are turning here. But we're trying to keep that back, but you can turn a little bit more and see if that leg's straight and everything. See how that goes really. I find it's quite a nice twist really. You could really, because the legs are nice and straight, it's good. And come up. And take the pad off. Place your feet on the mat. Just bring the feet apart, the knees together, and just relax there for a minute. Just for a breath or two. And then we're going to walk the feet in, bend the knees in, and come up. And this is when we're going to need the chair. So we're going to do the twist that we do with the sitting on the chair. You'll probably need a block. So you're going to have the chair back on your right hand side. And you're going to be sitting on the chair, a block between your knees and thighs there, feet together. And the feet should be on the mat, so you can either come more to the edge or put a block under the feet. And we're going to first of all just breathe in and lift, really lift, as if you were going to try and come off the chair, but shoulders down. On the next out breath, just turn. Now, you can hold the sides of the chair and keep all this in place. Now, you've really got to lift and lengthen the spine here, shoulders down. Breathe in, breathing out. So you can pull the left side of the chair a little bit towards you and push the right away. Breathing in and lifting, breathing out and turning from there. Again, turning from the tummy, ribs, shoulders, and then the head might go round. Only if it's easy, keep the neck long as well, chin down. Try not to lean back. You might see what's happened to the legs here. So just another breath, breathing in and lifting, breathe out, turning. Ribs, chest, shoulders. Come back to centre. Now, you'll either have to turn yourself round or the chair round to do the other side, so you can swivel around that way. I'm going to turn this way because you can see me from the back. So, now we've got the chair back on our left. It's got the blocks has been put in place. You're stretching up, and that spine is really lifting. How much can you lift? Breathe in, breathing out, keep the lift. Turn to the left. On the chair if you can. Breathe in, lift the spine. Breathe out, turn. Tummy, ribs, shoulders towards the back of the chair. And then you can use the chair to pull the right side a little bit towards you, the left side a little bit away to help you twist, but keep long. Breathing in, breathing out, turn from the tummy, ribs to shoulders. The head might go round. I'll try and smile at you. A half smile. And come back to the centre. I hope we get the legs in place. Come up. And we're going to do a standing twist. We often do this against the wall. That's a very nice twist. So, standing behind the chair in a good Tadasana. And you're placing the right foot on the chair. So there should be a nice right angle here. the knee over the ankle, not over here. And we're going to stretch it up. Breathing in. Breathing out, we're going to hold the chin and turn. So you could bring this right arm behind you actually. So, and then sort of bring the chair a bit towards you. Breathe in and lift, and again breathe in, out and turn. And the turn comes from the tummy, ribs, chest. Breathing in, breathing out. Lengthening up. Both the shoulders down. Back to centre. Bring the foot down, and you can walk around the side. Onto the chair, whichever you wish. Bring the left foot on the chair. Lengthen up into a good Tadasana here. Lengthen. Breathe in, breathing out. Bring your right hand on the chair, a little bit forward. You can bring the left arm towards you. Breathe in and lift. It's nice and strong on that standing leg, isn't it? Breathe out, start to turn. Turn towards the back of the chair. Be careful, keep the chair coming towards you, don't push the chair over. Breathe in, breathing out, turn from the tummy, ribs, chest. Keep long in the spine, lovely twist. It's a massage for the back. And come back to centre. Very good. Now,
2.5 minutes.
Forward of you, in front of you.
2.5 minutes.
Oh, really? Okay. And you can do a chair dog, putting the hands on the chair, walking back, back, back. Lengthen through. Breathe. And just move back, back, back. Up. And then walk forward, forward, forward. And then you can come and stand at the back of the chair. Okay, so now you need your chair at the right hand side of the mat. And we're going to do Trikonasana. So have your feet facing forwards. And standing nice and tall. And stretching the arms out. So, if your arms are even. And stretching right through. You can keep the side of the left foot on the side against the side of the mat and turn the right foot straight out towards the and underneath the chair, okay, because we're going to, it's handy if you might not all have a chair with a gap at the back, but if you haven't, you'll just need to move the chair a bit further away. Okay, so we've got a nice line here with the heel lined up the inner foot, stretching out, breathing in, lengthening the right side, breathing out, hand on the chair. Bring this left hand behind you, so the chest is facing forward. Now if you're tall, you might want to go, well, let's all go to the back of the chair anyway, because you get a nice stretch on this underside that I'm always on about, and extending there, keeping a nice line here. Then you can bring the hand down but keep this stretch. Then you can extend through the chair, or you need to move the chair back if you can't do that. And you can get a nice Trikonasana. You can stretch the arm up and look at the thumb if the neck doesn't mind that. Or you can keep the hand behind you and come up and up and turn. So you turn the other way. And the left foot lined up with the side under the mat, other foot under the chair, toes in a straight line, turn the left toes out, right hand behind, stretch the left arm up, lengthen, keep the length, and aim for the back of the chair. Now, hopefully my back is facing the front now, and then you might want to go down, 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 and through, trying to keep that nice angle, trying to keep the head in line. That's always a bit difficult, isn't it? And then arm up if you it's comfortable for you. Up. And we're going to do reverse trikonasana. So we start off how we did before for normal. Then we're going to turn towards the chair. So this back foot is at an angle here, and the hips are facing the chair. So it's the right foot forward, and keep your hand on the right hip and keep it back. So your hips should be facing the chair now. Stretch the left arm up, lengthen through. Now, back leg, nice and stable, strong. Breathe in, breathe out, extend forward. Now you can bring your elbow down on the chair and start to turn. You might want to go a bit wider, bring this right foot a little bit forward. Now we're long in the spine here, we're turning, turning, turning. So now, trying to get our chest to face the right. Then you might be able to stretch the right arm up, don't worry about that too much. Keep this spine long and turning, and the legs working straight. Breathe, and carefully come out of that, press on the chair. Breathe in, come up. And then we've got to do the other side, haven't we? So, side of the left foot, the mat. Up here. Turn, and then start to turn around. You can use that chair and just turn face the chair. Now, very strong on that back leg. Only working, hips facing the chair as much as you can. We've got the left foot forward, stretch the right arm up, lengthen. Breathe in, breathe out, extend, 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 extend. Bring the elbow down on the chair. Start to turn towards the left. You keep the spine long, the legs working, take the back leg. Turning here. Trying to get the chest to face forward. And you can put the arm up. If you can, if not, keep the hand behind it. Keep the spine long, legs long. Smile. And coming out of that, place the hands on the chair. Just do a chair dog. Moving your feet back, bring the head down. And then walk in, and come up. And just relax. And we're just going to do, have our legs up just for a short time. You can always do this another time. Right, so you can use the chair. So come near to the chair. If you've got a cushion handy, it's nice to have a cushion behind there. My chairs are quite soft. Holding the chair legs and having the support of the chair. We can put a bit more. Or you can do this on a wall another time, against the wall as you usually do. Just getting your legs up. Very good for the legs. All the time they're down, and there's gravity to contend with, isn't there? This, you can be nice and heavy in the hips here. Just holding the chair lightly, otherwise you might fall back, so do hold on to it. Shoulders and chin down, trying to let the legs go, keeping the legs straight. Breathing. So you can always do a longer session of this any time. It's really good for your legs. And you can feel all the tension draining down, can't you? It's really nice. Okay, so you have to come carefully out of this. You need to move the chair away and go on to the right side to come up. And not very elegantly here, I'm coming up. So I'm going to now mat in a minute. One thing I want to do that we usually have trouble with, I think I'm going to move that chair now, is the fish, which is good to do. It's good to do after the inverted postures. So lying down, stretched out, and then lifting one side up, other side up, and bringing your hands underneath. Okay, palms are down, walking down, down, down towards your feet as much as you can, stretching the legs out. So you breathe in. As you breathe out, you have to press on the lower arms and the elbows. The legs stretch away, and then only 10% of weight on the top of your head. And then it's a lovely lift for the chest, there's a bit of a back bend. It takes a bit of practice for some people. And then come out of it, start to chin it a little bit with the hands. Bring the feet down, take a breath. Bend the knees in, alternate right again and come up. And sit in Dandasana. And just do a little Dandasana, forward bend. So, you'll use your belt, which is a little bit. Lengthen up. And then come a little bit forward into your forward bend. Just releasing down. Nice, easy, soft one. You can bring the legs apart if you like, that's quite nice. But keep the legs strong and working. Rest of the body releases down. And just letting go. Breathing in, breathing out. Start breathing out. You're going to breathe in and come up and get ready for Shavasana. So you might want to put something else on. Or it's nice and warm. So I'm lying on the mat. So start off how we started, with your feet on the mat, head support if you need it. And then just slowly start to stretch the legs out. One and the other one. And I find I need to bring my shoulders down, I need to wiggle my bottom down. Legs apart a little bit and then let them roll out. So little toes come down towards the mat. Keep the shoulders down, keep the chin down, and arms a little way away from your body. Let them roll out so your palms are up and the chest is open. Make sure there's nothing around you that's going to distract you. Move any thoughts or anything away, and close your eyes. If you've got glasses on, then you should take the glasses off. Eyes are softly closed. And then you're trying to be still. Well, they say this is the hardest posture because we always do. We're always moving. And indeed, our organs inside the body, obviously they're not being still, aren't they? So it's a conscious stillness. Softening your feet, ankles, calves, knees, thighs. Legs becoming heavy. Soften your hips, pelvis, tummy, ribs, chest. Let the upper body just rest down towards the back of your body feeling fluid. Soften the shoulders, arms, hands, fingers, and let go the palms of your hands right through to the fingertips, arms heavy. Release your jaw, your tongue, your throat. Your eyes are softly closed, let them sink down into their sockets, becoming softer and softer, sinking down and down. Space between your eyebrows and the bridge of your nose. Using the corners of your eyes, all around your forehead, your hairline, your ears. And the brain resting at the back of your head. Just letting go. I don't know if you heard that pigeon outside, but I think he's telling us to come up again. So bring your attention back into the room where you are, back into your body. Place one foot on the mat, the other foot on the mat. Bend your knees into your chest, roll onto the right side with your knees up. Just hold it there. Another few breaths. And then start to push yourself up to the hands and knees. Sitting on a block, but sitting the other way to which we, across the other way to which we did when we came in. Your hands sitting up. And hands in Namaste under the breastbone and closing your eyes. And a couple of tips today. Do not overdo the news or the information. Yes, we need it, but don't go over the top. When you're out, try and focus on nature. But remember the twist. We have to twist round to make sure we're not near anybody. And it's nice for people that looking at you to acknowledge them, perhaps a wave or a smile. It's nice to acknowledge the respect we have for each other, and those are the tips for getting on with the week. Namaste.